Pot of Payper, your favorite rapper. Pot of Payper is one of those people that can bring the old school in, mix it in with the new, and give you a different energy completely than what we're used to hearing. He also has those moments where he can fall into a lot of just rapidy rap, hoping that he steps out of that a little bit on this, but he does have the bars for it to still be exciting if he does that.
A lot of people were telling me this one is very intentional, there's some sense of creative direction, the type of things that I personally love, especially from somebody like Pot of Payper.
You are now locked in to Crossover Media.
You ain't gotta be the richest, just be the realest. My claim's critical, but I'm a fucking cynic. You're a fucking gimmick, mimic.
Can't
Did it
let
all
it
for
see
the image, but never
stuff.
really did it. There's an elephant in the room, but I'm sitting on it. I got mental scars from this shit, but we're living off it. When they bring the streets up, I think you should switch the topic. If I'm being real, I don't mind, we can split the profit. I wake up and been a rocket. Last year I saw my first M. The struggle, that's what made you. Why you running from it? I've been a real dope boy, you can't beat my grind.
Nah, I had to put that one back. That's why I appreciate his wordplay and his lyricism and the way that he expresses himself, because he doesn't have to go over the top to say certain things.
You need guns when you're mixed up in beef like mine. It's hard not to smile when you got some teeth like mine. Then he told me don't go out there, boy, it's cold outside. I question everything I stood for and rode my time and time again. One of me and there's five of them. I bring my knees to my chest and I rise again. I don't care who I might offend. If you ain't love me in the first place, why pretend? If I sit and think about all the nights I spent on some heartbroken shit, come up when he gave up, but my heart won't quit. I put 14 grams, but my heart won't flip. I got laces and boots, goals and assists, 50 jailhouse fades on neighborhood crib. I really live this shit. You're a rapping ass bitch. I lost so many mates. I rub shoulders with greats on these cancer estates. 10th floor in the stairs, we used to hide.
Listen, if he's gonna open the project like that, I need to hear bars for the next 14 tracks. Come on.
Still I go against the grain. Roll back in style, let them hate, cause they know we are what they ain't. I wanna tell you that I'm struggling, but I can't find the words. I wanna stay with you forever, but I need some millions first. I know that seems surprising, cause I've been a trillionaire. Blue plates and plastic bowls don't come from silverware. Don't get yourself killed in there. Before I sleep, I say a prayer. They got bags of energy, but nothing to declare. This life has left me broke, I just need someone to repair.
Got
I watch him
bags.
take a lift and kept on running up the stairs. I can leave the streets and just rap, I got shares. I'm too busy getting mine to think of.
I got shares. He got stakes. Yo! Nah! Nah.
Pot of Payper, your favorite rapper.
I'm more rejoicing than regretting, car. If they never kicked my head in and stripped me naked and took my bed in. If I never climbed out all the holes I fell in. If I never had scraps, I didn't know the swelling. If I never sold smack, I didn't know what hell is. Then it's freedom itself, I wouldn't know the blessing. Then it weren't.
Nah, but this freaking instrumental though, this is definitely Kyle Evans, 100%. Potter is an example of one of those people where I understand why he's people's favorite rapper, but sometimes his ability to make songs can be kind of questionable to me at times. That's why while I understand the role that the Training Day trilogy plays in some people's like preferences in terms of music, it's hard for me to sit through the Training Day because there's just so much rap. But with his last two projects, this one, so far, there was actual effort put into making sure that the sound resonated with what he was saying. Because Potter, again, isn't one of those that I really attribute flows to per se. But when he picks the right beat with some of the things that he be saying, it's a song at that point.
Then it's freedom itself, I wouldn't know the blessing. Then it won't be calling me the hope and message. Now we're copacetic, come and toast the beverage. Cause when you keep it real, you keep the leverage. Real back in style, real G's in attendance.
If this is what we're getting out of this whole project, I'm excited. And I appreciate the fact that they're letting the beat right out a little bit.
This is like real back in style. Yeah? The whole point of me as put a Payper as an artist is I'm someone who never had shit and I rap about it. You get me? And then people related to that. I'm someone who don't look like the conventional rapper.
That's a fact.
I'm someone who don't look like the rest of them.
That's a fact.
I look like more like one of the normal people than the rappers. You get me?
Yeah.
So that was always my thing. And just being myself.
This is the perfect example of how to construct an intro. If this played randomly on like a playlist or something, I'm gonna skip whatever else is gonna play after that and go right into this project. It makes me feel like it's setting the tone so well for what we're about to get for the rest of this. I don't even want to miss out. The sound is really good. It had just enough to it to make it feel like it's something that's about to ramp up, but it also didn't feel like there was more to be desired at the same time. It had enough moments of the fluctuation and everything. I think this is just good. Yeah. This is just good, straight up.
I know that they say it all the time, but I got murder on my mind, and God knows I'm the type to mean it. I feel so loved and hated at the same time, cause you're here.
That's a minor thing, but I want to give him credit for pointing out the cliche, then adding his own spin to it.
I know that they say it all the time, but I got murder on my mind, and God knows I'm the type to mean it. Real back in style, it's embroidered in the fabric, and it's quite befitting. You ain't cut from that type of stitching, cause number one, you don't know how to mind your business. I'm so business minded and my time's a privilege. I mash work solo, none of mine's assisted, and when I rap, they say it's coming like hieroglyphics. I just wanna get rich so I can buy the building. I know someone gave the drop, it was quite specific. Don't come and get shot when the guys are filming.
Oh, a rap is like hieroglyphics, you gotta decode it. He keeps saying real back in style, so now we understand he is actually intentionally stitching together each of these things. These aren't standalone songs. Those are the very, very small little things that, in my opinion, make or break an album. But also the fact that he's repeating the word quite in different contexts. Small bits of intentionality.
You gotta learn to roll with the punches, no free lunches. They're gonna say you changed, that's the narrative they run with. Sometimes I feel like my growth's just stunted by narrow-minded people. When I was just a munchkin, they brought me to the party and told me bring the guns in. Peanut butter porridge with the lumps in, it's embroidered in my fabric. See my heart on my sleeve, it's so beautiful and tragic, nah, that's my AP.
I'm loving how self-referential he is. The fabric is in the sleeve. He threads, no pun intended, fabric, weaving, sleeve, intentionality.
In my fabric, see my heart on my sleeve. It's so beautiful and tragic, nah, that's my AP. Look closer, full disclosure, that I've been running rap for 10 years. Inspired all my peers, shed blood, sweat and tears. Never told, never scared. Montclair's and 9 cares. They all know I took the stairs, not the lift. Now they're pissed, cause there ain't no way I'm getting looked over when I'm the...
This is an example of like what I call grown man rap. There's like this different sound you get from like a Potter, from a Gets, a Nux, a Meeks. It's like what you're hearing is, this is where I was, this is where I'm at now. But the thing with Potter is he also shows there's pieces of my was that are still part of my am. He's not making that his identity, it's just a part of
Yes, it's a part of his experience. That's where artists make themselves irrelevant. They don't allow the fans to follow their growth as a person. They make people too invested in the songs and not the brand of the individual.
So when I say that I got murder on my mind, I mean I'm trying to kill rap and redefine the meaning. Define all the odds, I kinda like the feeling. Real back in style, that's my kind of dreaming. I'm a freedom writer, I mean freedom fighter. Cause God knows I really had to fight for freedom. I know that they say it all the time, but I got murder on my mind, and God knows I'm the type to mean it.
And you know what's crazy? The first time that he reintroduced the hook, I was like, okay, I'm not really crazy about that as a hook. But now that he re-explains what he means by it, and I'm hearing it after his explanation, I'm just like, now it hits harder. Now I hear it and I feel it in a whole different way. That is artistry.
More of that electric guitar. I wonder if we're gonna be hearing that most of the project.
I feel like I like this instrumental a little bit more than the last one. I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. Because they're so related.
One of the things I always talk about when it comes to constructing a project is taking us on this roller coaster, but not taking us on a roller coaster that hits a peak and then drops, then hits a peak and then drops. From the way that he set the tone with the first two, I'm like, okay, after the first two, I think I have an idea of what this is going to sound like. He has a way of using this sound and still making it exciting, because it's less so about just the screaming and the delivery, but it's more so about hearing what he has to say, and he says it differently every time.
I agree. Because I've heard Multifaceted and Corner Boy, I know some of the little turns and bends this is gonna take to a degree. So I'm interested in hearing how he's about to weave all of this together. And This one is what he said. All my life, if I had. Then the next one is called £1 Million. So.
If my granddad weren't at Al-Kibiti's family, my nan would have stayed in Ireland and mum wouldn't have had me. You probably think I'm lying if I told you exactly. I just know he was a sicko on the Guinness and brandy. And he was IRA, so he hated the English. My nan knew that this the last place that he'd come.
Hold on. Potter's always been vulnerable, but he's talking about his like family. He's talking about his grandmother before, because she raised him and everything. But he's talking about grandfather was the IRA. Wow, there's a lot. That's a lot of information to be sharing.
If my dad never walked in the African sun, daydreaming about England and having a son. From Algeria to Belgium, from Belgium to France. No ifs or buts, it's just in my blood. What if I weren't born in Barking? Both my parents had a better start. The blame game's messy, I ain't starting. What if my nan never had a golden heart? And all them nights that I stayed out late in the park. What if she never let my ass in? What if I would've stayed my ass in school instead of selling crack for some fool?
He's picked that one thing to be the motif of the song. So now all of these things are about the hypotheticals. What if this didn't happen? What if that didn't happen? What if I didn't have this in my life? He's making us kind of sit down and reflect with him at the same time. And that's why you don't have to have metaphors and similes and all this stuff to have a good pen.
I keep saying the visuals so far have been very intentional. One of the visuals in this is him standing at a window. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm paying attention to the visuals too, because he went the extra mile to make sure there was a visual for everything, because it's supposed to contribute to the story in some way.
If I could go back, I would've robbed that pussy. Took his line and his food, cause I don't like bullies. Wait, I did that. If you could've phoned me, you could've got your shit back. If I would've hit him, that was minimum a shit bag. If I was giving love instead of locked up so young, I probably wouldn't have been a shit bag. If I never did jail for the last 15, then I probably couldn't tell that you're all miskeens. Scenes that I've seen, man, it's just obscene. If music paid money back then, where would he be? Right here with me, running shit in my sleep. If I never met bills, I wouldn't be the man you see.
Potter can talk about the same thing over and over and over again, but now he's giving us another piece of that experience. He's talking about the person who he was dealing for. I personally can't recall any time which Potter has talked about him being a kid and doing that. And I was here, now I'm getting this much more of that story.
If music paid money back then, where would he be? Right here with me, running shit in my sleep. If I never met bills, I wouldn't be the man you see. If I showed you how to pick up all the pieces, digging deep. If you love me like I love you, then love is all you need. If Flex was here with me, that's all he would've needed. If Reese was here with me, that's all he would've needed. I got ghetto angels walking with me, are you seeing this? When I touch keys like a pianist. Elegant with it, in my element with it.
And then it's the fact that actual piano started playing. This might be my favorite beat so far. It's still very much so related to the two we've heard so far.
Yeah.
The same jazzy element, but still very modern. Every single thing about this so far has felt very Potter. I don't know what the words are, but it still feels very 2023 at the same time.
If I wasn't let down all my life, broke with no hope all my life, then I wouldn't have sold drugs all my life, went in and out of jail all my life. And I know if my nan was alive, she'd be proud of everything I have and what I built from the ground. I went my own way, look how I split from the crowd. I'm taking your head if I come for the crown. Lungs full of loud, if I never go gold, I'm triple platinum in these streets. I'm renowned with this sound, I'm profound. I used to think I could never go broke if I had £1 million
pounds. The next song.
I got it. Pick up the button, bro.
Yo, Potter! Yo, Potter, Payper!
Yo, he about to mash up the whole room, bro.
I used to think I could never go broke if I had £1 million. If I had £1 million.
Okay. Now I want
If I had £1 million.
I used to think I could never go broke if I had £1 million. So now I'm concerned. So far, this has been a very strong display of just intentionality.
Yes.
Of the sounds that he selected. There are
Yes.
different producers on all three of these tracks,
Yes.
and all of these tracks have like a similar feel to them.
Yes. It's not about what he says or even how he says it. It's the moments that he chooses to say it. And there's some moments in some of the songs that already had videos that I already reacted to, so I'm going to point some of those moments out again. Those small things that make a punchline out of things that aren't already punchlines. I feel like this whole project is about to be a damn punchline.
If I had £1 million, I'd probably put all my friends on and put the rest in the ground. If I had £1 million, I'd have to watch everyone around me. I seen bear snakes in my old vids. If I had £1 million cash, it won't be enough. They're probably still gonna call me bro. And if I had $1 million, I'd fry out my pagans and tell them pussies go and buy guns. I didn't want you to repay me with £1 or a penny. Don't miscommunicate me. I think I need a real one to come
claim the hood. I'm not trying to make it claim me. I'm not trying to make it claim my life. Putting those two things back to back is what makes it a punchline.
By the way, if you see me like staring blankly, part of the reason is because I'm trying to see what story the visual is telling me right now.
Oh, word,
And
word,
so
word.
far, I picked up a few things that I'll touch on later. If he continues with this sound, I would call this like a highway album, where you just press play and you just drive. There's similar sounds, but then there's like these real hard variations, especially in some of the instrumentals that just catch you and you're like, whoa, I missed something. You gotta go back and listen to it.
I would've never left you for the fame. I would've never changed, not for no amount of change. And if my life was a book, then you would've had your pages in it. You want the spotlight, but I'm still shining in the shade. Sleeping in the trap, I'm up before the morning raid. School of hard knocks, I was getting...
I was up before the morning raid. School of hard knocks. It's not what he says, it's when he says it. He could very well not even be intentionally relating those two lines, but because they can be related. School of hard knocks, I was getting A's, serving class A. Every single thing was threaded.
Money made my man scheme, made my dog fake. Now I'm doing main stage like an arcade. Cause we lit, but pussy we ain't playing no games. And if we're nicked, then pussy we ain't saying no name. If I had £1 million, I'd probably put all my friends on and put the rest in the ground.
That's a quotable.
If I had £1 million, I'd have to watch everyone around me. I seen bear snakes in my old vids. If I had £1 million cash, it won't be enough. They're probably still gonna call me Brock. And if I had $1 million, I'd fry out my pagans and tell them pussies go and buy guns.
I can finally touch on the visuals too, because I was really trying to read what was written there too, and it's here.
Oh, it's like themes and stuff.
Yeah, he spelled elevation wrong, but who cares? The sounds and the visuals have been aligned very well so far. This one is like he's in like this bigger, fancier studio. There's a grand piano. The £1 million is stepping in now. He's showing his evolution, his elevation, what he's able to afford now. So far, I feel like the stories that he's been telling with the visuals have made that much sense.
And although these are visualizers, so we have to kind of take them in as such, I do still appreciate the fact that he took the time to, first of all, give us a visual for every single song. But all in all, the intentionality, step by step, I don't know. I just want to hear what he has first. The rest of this.
I never been an F-boy, this ain't no forgery. Ain't no fraud in me or war in me or warning me. They turn bad, they must be drunk and disorderly. I see them off the internet and deal with them accordingly. 10 years I've been rapping, 6 I was in the can, the whole 10 I stayed trapping. When it was force flagging, I was getting shit cracking. Even in jail, I was making shit happen. Marilyn, your Manson, still rocking with a man, them and we're rolling. All I see is me, I don't see no opponents. Every time I rap, it's like a walk of atonement. I talk about the shame and the life I'm condoning.
So I'm gonna pause it there. I know. Every time I walk, it's like a walk of atonement. I talk about the shame. Normally you would say walk of shame. See some, and even when he said,
your life's a movie, but nobody ever saw a sequel.
We'll see what happens after death. Movie, sequel, two things that normally wouldn't be punchlines, but comparing them in that way paints such a vivid picture. It's definitely one of those. It's one of those.
When I'm talking in the hood, about some dough I still owe them. So I'ma still rap about this gun I still roll with. Talk about this weed that I'm back to back smoking. We all in the streets, but I'm the one who rung the whole pin. Me who kick the door in, now they pay him like they owe him. Nothing you can show him. Still front line, their sideline like I'm throwing you dickhead. I got rich money, get a duty.
Yeah. Yup. I know, dog. I know.
I still fight with my demons, pray I'll soon be delivered. I'm in love with my freedom, in my mental, I take beautiful pictures. I wanna tell you all about it, but you won't listen. Some days I'm one step away from a stupid decision. I'm in and out with a bag, I ain't losing my rhythm. You don't want my opinion when the sky's your limit. You can stay in your feelings, I'm gonna chase me some millions. Make me a legacy, I got bricks for the building. They're just rapping bad drillings and they're killing civilians.
He got bricks. He's using them bricks to build a legacy, but he's using them bricks to build a building. Yo, I've heard this song so many times that I didn't catch that.
Somebody take a look at the children and heal them. I'm praying for my boys who got G's and appealed them. I knew your intentions before you revealed them. I never been a dumb boy, there ain't no fooling me. I'm a diamond geezer in and out my jewelry. It's like the studio's the gym and I'm the orderly. Every day I'm doing sets for the set. I pray you for me. Underground, underdog, underpaid, overworked. I'm a public servant. I back it up and serve. Hope the feds don't observe, cause them birds are absurd.
And then the reference to public servant and then the cops come up.
This legacy I'm building, it's become an obsession. I made it out the streets, come and hear my rendition. You can't trip me out my freedom. I don't really need your features, so I don't want the splits if it
Oh, I didn't deep that before. He has his own freestyle. I want to say it's his Black Box. I didn't deep that. And he also had his own album artwork in the thing before. I didn't know that because I didn't know what the album artwork looked like. Yeah.
I'm on the M-way listening to Devil's Rejects. I'm thinking about my passive income. I used to run blocks, now I pay to spin some. Some days I wake up, I can't believe the outcome. I'm in Hakkasan, but I don't eat the dim sum. And I don't eat the duck too, but tell them bring some. Nowadays I've got choices like I licked a big one. Should I wear the pinky or my lightning link one?
I have to pause it because it's about to, yeah.
Pack it up. Like I said, Potter, your favorite rapper. The overarching theme so far has been intentionality. Album artwork was on the wall before we knew what the album artwork looked like. And then the line where he's talking about the public servants and he shows the police walking out the please maintain it, please, because so far I'm really excited. I just want to see where it keeps going. Talking about that roller coaster, I just see the energy climbing. And of course there's going to be a dip at some point. It has to happen. But this right here, we're getting close to that peak.
Yeah.
No license, drink driving, I can turn my lights off and still stay in my lane. I was
Alive.
getting caught trialing, now I'm backstage, tipsy with the guys and I can hear them all screaming my name. In the shade, I'm still shining, you know, real back in style. Let the
Shade is still, he said something about shade and light before, real back in style. Potter is like a trapping Rick Ross with his sound. You know, Rick Ross has like that luxury kind of like, you say you sit back and, you know what I mean, you just vibe to it. Potter is like the other side of that same coin. Rick Ross is like the luxury and the triumph, while Potter is like the perseverance and the grit and but it's still the same coin in terms of the sound.
I'm seeing and he's smiling, but I know she looking down proud. God bless me, I got rich off pain. Convicted criminal, living pitiful, forever ridiculed, troubled individual, miserable, unmissable, can't communicate to get physical, typical, sometimes I wish I was invisible. These
That wasn't the Potter flow that I'm accustomed to.
I think we might see our first 9.
I'm sick of these cells, but these bars are soothing. Now when they make an offer, they just can't refuse him. Keep it real with me, please, I'm insisting. The money can't make up for the dogs I'm losing. I'm fighting for my life, there's no chance I'm losing. They stay assuming while I'm resuming. Check my resume and I keep improving. I make millions, I don't make excuses. Bless me, I got rich off
What's just reaching for it too? One of the things I appreciate about him and like somebody like a T-Way, for example, they give us those hooks where it's not just like jumpy. You wouldn't have known it was the hook unless you heard it the second time. It's still exciting enough for you to just want to know the words to it so you could just sing along.
Whenever I listen to Potter, I hear and I feel the pain, and I hear and I feel that he's really meaning this stuff that he says. Like it's really dead ass coming from somewhere.
Ambitious, driven, hard working, perfectly imperfect, straight talking genius, trying to see the best in people. Legal, Muslim, peaceful, can't be recalled, can't be blackballed. Clean hearted, factual, steer my own ship, I'm the admiral. OT beef, I come round and make the trap warm. Running from police.
What? That rhymes? What?
Yeah, I know.
His pen is ridiculous, bro.
I'm talking to myself and my dreams are lucid. I'm sick of this game and the fame's a nuisance. I'm sick of my city and these kids are ruthless. I'm sick of this system and the institutions. I got a whole lot of years I ain't recouping. Michael Scofield, I became the blueprint. God bless me, I got rich off pain.
Dang. I was actually looking forward to another verse on that because I like the energy he was coming with.
Yeah,
this one.
yeah. Hopefully he maybe has like a little bit of like a monologue.
The subtle sounds. Yeah. Oh my god.
I have an understanding, basically, with my own head and with life, which is that people are people. They can't be controlled, changed, altered. Nothing. People are people who they are. Yeah? Life is life. Your life is your life. No one can be blamed or praised for how your life is going because you are the admiral of your own ship. Emotions like love, depression, anger, they're all just fleeting moments in this long thing. So if you focus on any one of them or get up on any of them or allow any of them to become your identity, stop, you've lost.
I think this was that solid, like, let's slow it down a little bit, but I don't mean in quality, the vibe, like, bring us back to the story. What he does that's different from other people that come from his experiences and rap about it, he glorifies the aspects of it that brought positives into his life, but he's also not afraid to talk about the trauma he's experienced from taking on those weights at a young age.
Facts.
That whole like culmination of that experience that we don't get from everybody. So like with him now, it's like he doesn't wait till an interview to give us that whole different side.
Facts.
I grew up on 110s and Avrexes. West 9 all year, but it ain't festive. I done quid on the brick and just blame Brexit. We ain't bringing out hammers that we ain't tested. You can never be my wife, get your brain tested. We ain't family, ain't brothers, and we ain't brethren. I could have been a brick boy, but I just stayed pebbling. I gave Tony a pipe, it turned super gremlin. Me and Whispers on exercise brawling. I want your boy to back you after you, I put it all in him. You ain't never stood over a man after you sprawled him. And looked into his eyes and you can see his spirit calling him. I ain't trying to smoke now.
Wow, that is sinister. Finish him.
I might take my little bitch and make a scene in Dior. Gotta get myself nicked, fuck, I've been here before. Free man unlocked, getting fed at my door. My next door just cries and bangs his head off his wall. They unlocked us one morning, he was dead on his floor. And the sad thing is, I forget what he's called. I came home and hit the trap like fuck, rapper causing carnage. I had a cat who had a dog, a newspaper for a carpet. I was knocking.
Wow, I had a cat.
Wow.
Wow. And newspaper for. Wow. And even the way that he delivered it on camera, it was like, yo, I had a cat that had a dog with newspaper for a carpet.
Yeah.
Like,
I was knocking on bandos with a dotty in my armpit. G-checking trappers, had them crashing into park whips. There's something about all this madness that I find calming. He's a fly, I wouldn't harm him. Women think I'm charming.
There's something about this madness that I find calming. Nah, brother, what in the hell?
I think he's really just looking back on like, wow, like this thing that I've been doing is not normal. Almost as if he's shocked with himself.
Ooh. The reason why a line like that stands out to me is that, especially when I learned about something called stress addiction, there's a hormone in our bodies called cortisol, which will help you cope with stress. So what happens is when you're used to being in high stress situations all the time, your body's always activating it. It becomes like any other kind of substance that when you're withdrawn from it, you feel like something's not right. You almost want to put yourself back into it because it's just that comfortable. Because it's like, I've lived it for so long that at least I know how to navigate it. And when I'm not in it, it doesn't feel right. Like something's about to happen.
I can tell her hold this and she won't find it alarming. In a band of smoking Sterling, Kitty smoking off a Carlin. They hate me come my past, said they won't pay it past him. Anyway you see him, blast him if he's on to our kid. We got all the money now that I had disadvantage. They're looking at me funny now, I grew up disadvantaged. I used to get my kicks from Barking Market, but every single time we made a pound we used to half it. Tell me that you hate me, all the feelings that you harbored or you're harboring. You know my lifestyle's rather grim. I know my
You know, it's the way that he does this thing where he just stops rhyming.
and I'm killing rappers in Birmingham. I'ma need a taxidermist and a big room unfurnished.
And with stopping the rhyme, that's when he introduces the new flow, but he just does it so brashly. Like, who does it? Like, who changes their flow like that?
And a big room unfurnished. More money, more problems, more burners. You're getting out wrong, you done yourself a disservice. I ain't coke in my Pyrex before they started dancing in their night text. When they was all signing for some light checks, I was on the M-way, pack bank doing mileage. Real back in style, I never said it looked stylish. I grew up on 110s and Avrexes. West 9 all year, but
Real back in style, never said that it was stylish. And then he goes right back into the Avrex. Avrex is a clothing line, style. This had this weird, almost horror movie kind of vibe to it. It just feels so gritty and so out of place and ominous, but it also matches what he's talking about.
I'm still stuck on that whole had a cat that had a dog with newspaper for a carpet. Like, this whole theme was just, bro, like, why am I like this?
Yeah, these kinds of things give you an opportunity to actually understand the person. And it's really easy to say, oh, you're rapping about drugs, you're rapping about this and da 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 da, and that's, you're glorifying it. But then to hear them talk about their experience and then read the things that they write, the letters, and then hear that within the context of the music, it makes me appreciate the person so much more. And that's what I keep saying, especially when it comes to UK rappers and why I go so hard and why I get on them so hard. UK's mid-tier of rappers blows America's mid-tier rappers out the water. When it starts creeping towards that S tier now, beyond the superstars, those who have reached superstardom but also are just insanely good, what starts to separate them, in my opinion, from the American artists is just packaging everything with like the visuals and artwork and everything. Furthermore, getting people invested in their story.
Everything has sounded like a full, beautifully crafted reflection piece. How he set this up with the energies, how it's elevated, how it's stepped back at certain points. He's knowing how to just make those shifts and they don't feel weird.
Hit the switch, the
lights came on, I never dropped my guard, I never flinched. I told bro, go get the money. He said it's behind the fridge. I told that pussy face the grind. I pushed my hammer in his ribs. Bro came back with a bag, that's when I knew. So I cuffed him like the SIDS. I'm lucky that my black 95s have got grip. Got my gun in my pocket, not my hip. And the feds try stopping me now or let it rip. We made it to the car and we still ain't said a word to each other. Pulled off with the lights off and disappeared in the dark. Blue lights at blue lights. What's the chances? But we're on the bike, so we got the advantage. I got 60 bags and 10 bricks in my armpit. Lucky that I put the hammer down. I would've started clotting, bro, speeding and weaving through the traffic. I can see myself dying. I ain't trying to be dramatic.
I feel like when we hear songs like this, we're getting like a side of part that we don't normally get. It's like super dark.
I haven't even like nodded my head or nothing. I just like, it's making it more difficult. It's just all the sound effects. Like, you're legit painting the picture, bro. I'm not asking for that.
It allows you to sit down and make the visual in your own head.
Yeah, I know. It's just a very scary sight.
It's very vivid, but it's reminding me a lot of Tech Nine. So for those of you who don't know, Tech Nine is actually one of my favorite American rappers. His projects oftentimes have these kinds of moments in them.
You got a job, I ain't got one. You got a wad, I got a shotgun. You got a guard, I got a squad. You here to work and I'm here to rob.
It makes it a very cinematic experience while you're listening to it, and I feel like that's a very 2000s thing to do in your project. It's giving you the reinforcement of the fact that Potter is an artist from that time period, right? It just makes sense why you would do something like that.
I heard the door knock, I told bro go let him in. The guy I see, he was dark skinned with a half grin. But for some reason I was looking past him. In the same second Donnie started blasting. Shot his cousin in his guts, I weren't thinking, I just charged him. Got him on the floor and somehow I disarmed him. Shot him with his own strap straight and I'm foreign. Got bro off the floor, he was bleeding and bawling. Grabbed the bag with the food and cut no stalling. Fuck! My brother's bleeding out, I need to call the ambulance. There's murder in the air and I don't like the ambience. I waited in the block.
There's murder in the air. I don't like that. Ambience. Not ambience, the ambience. The ambiance. Yeah.
This takes like storytelling and rap to a whole different
level.
I don't think I've experienced something like this in a track in a while.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say in a while. Yeah, facts. Yeah.
I waited in the block until I see lights hit the corner. I cut out the back and disappeared into the trauma. I took a petty bath and then went straight to the sauna. Sitting by myself now, I can't help but wonder, where if bro tried to set me up and his cousin meant to kill me, but he fucked up. I'm running out of trust. I only did this for us. Shit.
But you know what this track does a good job of?
Fuck.
It helps paint the picture of like what happens in their minds when they're going through these experiences, to really articulate what happened before, during, after. Every single thought process that was happening in the midst of that moment. So to hear that, as you were saying the last time around, the progressions, right? So how we had that pivot in the sound with Blame Brexit, and this one kind of continues off that pivot, and it took it to a whole other level. On one hand, if you just listen to the song and you put some numbers down, you can understand where some people may be like, yo, how could you rate it or whatever? But if I'm talking about it and thinking about it just as a song, it's not something I would listen to, but as a piece of art, I can appreciate it. I think this is something that it needs to be listened to within the context of the whole project for me to actually take it in. Because otherwise, I'm just like, it's just really dark and it isn't even like musical enough for me to be able to look past how dark it is and how vivid this stuff are.
I think it was special for what it was. It gives us more of an introspective look of like what creates this mindset for him to create this music. As far as the song itself, not much I can really say about it.
I want to hear how he's gonna create that pivot.
Yeah.
I'm running through these numbers like an analyst. My life's a horror movie, I'm the protagonist. Scene one.
I told you, Potter could be the English teacher, son. I like the loop on the. I like the.
Yeah, that's that early 2000s.
I'm running through these numbers like an analyst. My life's a horror movie, I'm the protagonist. Scene one, I'm in a walk eating sandwiches. Scene two, I'm in my room and no cannabis. Scene three, I'm in a dinger with my savages. You ain't cut from this cloth, you're unraveling. I got them all tapping out, but
My man said,
you ain't cut from this cloth, you're unraveling. I got them all tapping out, back tapping. Say the word, I spill your blood on the tapestry. And when I looked in the mirror, I lost all my teeth. I got these marks on my arm, shit, I'm bang on B. 15, I'm the shotter and you owe me peas. Frankie's just come back and he won't be pleased. My runner tried to do the race, I broke both his knees. 16, I'm like splitting, you just spoke the beast. You can't touch me, even if you overreach. In my night tech, looking for some dough to fleece. Ain't no one with a coldest speech.
Yes, 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 yes.
Try to kidnap, sign someone hold his feet. If I have to leave him here, they're gonna close the street. Scene A, I'm at your crib like American Psycho. Chase him in the kitchen, spill blood on the lino. I see bro, thought where it was my goal. No burner boy, I'm just spilling his shio. C9 could have been #1 to...
This builds off of the dark kind of ominous vibe of the last two, but it's starting to ramp up just a little bit more towards the brighter rappy kind of side of things, so I can listen to this as a song again. All of these things with the visuals so far have had these super simple elements that help amplify the story that's being told. And that just goes to show that if you take a little bit of time, you can come up with something more than just renting out a mansion and having some yash in the background, or going into a warehouse or something. You could deadass like create art with it.
C9 could have been #1 to me. I'm escaping that place, look what you done to me. Big kitchen like Chucky, no dungarees. My girl's got a monster in her bed, it ain't underneath. Scene 10, I'm possessed cause I used to be poor. So every day something pick me up off the floor. Either I want it for less or I want a bit more. I see dead people, it's a little obscure. Either I'm venom or carnage cause I'm constantly torn. Frankie's got
Oh, Venom or
Oh, because I'm constantly okay. Okay.
By the way, did you catch the reference? You hear what he's referencing? 10 Crack Commandments.
Oh.
Number 9 should have been #1 to me. If you ain't getting back, stay the fuck from police.
Yeah, only reason why I know is because people were pointing it out like in my DMs and the comments and stuff, so.
my lifestyle's insidious, they left me deformed. Fuck prison reform, I don't wanna conform. I know 10 toes down, I know weather the storm. I know soaking man down, but you wish it was corn. With my 2 hands, making wish you never was born. Or like Ned Stark, I make you feel the edge of my sword. I'm pressing record, you're already dead in my force.
We have to give credit to his flows on this one.
I'm really glad there's no hook so far, too.
Yeah.
I just want to hear him rap. But, like, the way he's delivering it, I'm like, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I agree.
lot.
I agree. And this goes to show the juxtaposition compared to our feedback on the last one, because this is still very dark as well. Even more so because he's obviously giving you the horror movie kind of vibe. However, because of the musicality of it, I can enjoy this as a song.
Closing scene, I'm dressed in all black, but they know it's me. Staking in his heart like Constantine. Then I went and had a chat with a conscious fiend. He said you're still trapped subconsciously. Selling all this Charlie, they want bronze and me. My life's a horror movie, it's a constant scene. And it's coming like screaming. The protagonist is usually the killer in the end. Scene 1, I'm in a walkie and sandwiches. Scene 2, I'm in my room and no cannabis. Scene 10, I'm possessed cause I used to be poor. Closing scene, I'm dressed in all black, but they know it's me. I stake him in his heart like Constantine. Then I went and had a chat with a conscious fiend. He said you're still trapped subconsciously.
You know what's the wickedest thing about that? Because he basically had the same rhyme scheme throughout the whole thing, he's able to pick pieces of each verse to make its own verse, to close it out.
I'm still staring at the screen because I was so captivated by the visuals too. They weren't so overwhelming that like it's drawing me away from the story. It complemented everything that he said so well. I was listening first and seeing after. This one right here is special.
I think I'm actually happy that he diverted from his usual formula while still giving us the things that make his other kinds of songs so legendary, but applying it in a much more creative way.
And I want to say like one of the biggest things for me on this one was definitely beat selection.
I agree.
It gave like that contrast to the sinister vibe of the actual lyrical content. With this, it's okay, we get the narrative. It's a breakdown of like a bunch of madness that you dealt with. You're using these horror films as like a more metaphorical, like over level to that, right? But it's just the beat was just so hard.
It glued it together
like,
so well.
I had to just listen and just be like,
It goes to show how much of a difference just a beat can make. This one is definitely one of the better beats on the whole project, but this next one though.
oh boy.
I was a corner boy, meeting cats by the corner shop. This side boy in the corner on. I swear I seen it all from my corner shop. I fuck with boss man, he even calls me boss. I see man act cold, then they all defrost. Even though I'm selling death, I still thought of God. Then I started going jail, but I ain't falling off. I came home and had to G-check the corner shop. Food gazing, I used to hit this man's shots, now his food blazing. Heard it caught a little thing and nearly 2 paid him. I'm hitting OT spots like I'm crusading. More cats, more corner shop.
I was just about to post. It's It's the way that he delivers the actions. His word choice is, this man got two paid. What?
The words that he often rhymes with, they rhyme in 2 spots. Two paid, toothpaste. All these things, like, that's not easy.
Shit's hot, so my runners get drawn a lot. But I ain't complaining, I'm beyond saving. I put cold nights in this, I put long days in. On my strip, there ain't a bando that I've not stayed in. Had to barricade the door and put a blockade in. I can just tell you ain't had no block training. Read the room, you can't act like you got ratings. I cook crack cocaine by the wash basin. I stayed 10 toes down and never lost patience. Had to blame it on Brexit, all the cost raising. And with my YG, only two.
I had to blame it on Brexit.
Yeah.
Side note, so pay attention to the visuals, right? I'm not gonna lie, I had to read comments to catch this one. All of the good things are happening on the blue side. All of the crazy kind of like drama is happening on the red side.
Oh.
So now do you notice that? Now look at what's happening where, and you will see there's a stark difference in what's happening.
I'm with my YG, all you talk about is up shaving. You wanna put one in your head and leave you top tailing. I'm King Kong round there, you see me block scaling. Got chased by the Sids and had to hop railings. You never watched the art vids and tried to clock faces. Course you ain't dangerous, you're just complacent. I'm a corner boy, me and Cap by the corner shop. Just that boy in the corner on. Trying to make my way home, but it was cordoned off. Cause they caught 2 trappers and they bought them up. I swear I seen it all from my corner shop. I fuck with boss man, he even calls me boss.
Like I say all the time, not every song has to just be like, I'm gonna give you every punchline, I could give you every 16 bars. This is just one of those, this is another one of like that addition to that feeling of just driving and listening. Super easy to take in. The stories that he's telling are so straightforward, but still detailed enough for you to paint the picture even if you weren't watching the video. Yeah, this one is cool.
Even after hearing some of the really great tracks on this, like this is still my favorite song on the whole project.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Harry,
I'm on Flocaine charged in the studio cooking. I know this ain't what you wanted.
I'm sorry.
But you shouldn't have pushed him.
Go back. I'm sorry. I got so excited by the tag just now. I'm like, bro, I haven't heard that since like the French Montana Coke Boys. Nah.
La música de Harry Fraud.
I have not heard that.
I heard that tag in
so
a minute.
long,
I heard
bro.
that tag in a minute.
I'm excited.
This ain't what you wanted, but you shouldn't have pushed him. I dropped couple mixtapes, now they calling me hood rich. But life shit, I only see you at the good bits. I put 20 on your head, call that a light booking. I'm getting dumb, I'm getting brain off a wise woman. Yesterday I sold dog to a white woman. I'm pushing bass in their face at high volume. Trap Flocaine, what I need is a mic and some cling. I'ma show you how I rap this whole thing. Trap Flocaine, made the trap go crazy. How you rap so pain, with the world on your shoulders. I'm really from this shit, so I hate when they force it. The G ain't checking out if you give them an audit. I sold dope in my 90s, kick doors in my forces. I got gun boys in my crib at like 3 in the morning. And they're waking up my neighbors with their guns and their torches. They prey on my misfortune, I walk it and talk it. I move like I'm haunted, I might as well flaunt it. My boy trapped so hard, it got him deported. I said when I drop my album, watch they getting extorted. Could they be sleeping on me, I should slap you for yawning. Mommy.
Why did he say the things he says?
Hey Potter.
I should slap you for yawning. Like, what?
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna yawn the same ever again.
Bro, you imagine? He said that in the studio.
What?
Yo. I don't have words for it yet. I don't.
Mommy used to take us cash converters to pawn shit. Now on any given day I spend a mortgage. I'm a rapper that I make you swim like a snorkelist. You remember times when I was bagging up at your bit? Back then when I got the weapon and I sawed it. Back then we had the cling but no mics, we weren't recording. Flocaine, all I need is a mic and some cling. I'ma show you how I rap this whole thing.
This is one of those that I feel like would have been a very strong interlude, calm minute and a half, where its position in the project is kind of awkward for a full-length track, considering, you know, getting something like Corner Boy and all these things that had like a very particular energy to it. This one, it just felt more like first 5 in terms of the tracks than the latter kind of 8.
Artists that have the level of longevity in their careers as Potter does, they're gonna have their moments where it's like, okay, I'm putting this out because I know that this is what people want to hear now.
Yeah.
I'm putting this out as a tribute to the people that have been with me this whole time because this is what they want to hear. As much as I feel like artists are basically here to do a service to their fan base, we also have to remember that this is their art. So I appreciated him just sticking true to his art on this one.
I agree. I appreciate when rappers can show this kind of range because it now gives me more of a segue for people to listen to UK rap. If you just come straight out of the gate with something like a Blame Brexit, or it has like a super gritty, kind of crazy instrumental, like somebody here is going to be kind of turned off by it.
Yeah.
But if I can ease you in with a track Flocaine to make you realize this person can rap, then I can contextualize some of the different sounds that they're using and the slang and everything. But I gotta give you something to kind of make you feel a little comfortable first. And this is one of those like make them feel comfortable but still impressing them at the same time.
Yeah, I knew this one girl when I was younger. We was real close like sister and brother. We was playing out, I used to let her wear my jumper. Her mum was a crackhead on the block, and everybody used to cuss her, and her uncle was a nutter called Steve. Real scummy looking brother, but this was just everyday life in the gutter. Before I blew a bag, before I made my first one-up, I was innocent and pure, like I weren't Mel Butter. Way before I was a little drug runner. As the years go by, we're getting older, she's getting buffer, but shit at home for her seems to only get rougher. And one day she told me some shit that made me shudder. When she broke down and said that Steve used to touch her, I said we should run away, cause I ain't trying to see you suffer. Then she...
I was like, please don't go there. I was hoping it wouldn't be one of those stories.
I told you it was gonna be one of those. Yeah, I already feel like this is about to be one of those. The moment I saw Kayla's story, I'm like, here we go.
Off rip, this is mad sad. I'm not gonna listen to this again. I'm gonna take it in for what it is in the project. I'm gonna respect it as part of the story. I'm gonna respect the artistry he's about to put into this. But this is too damn depressing. Off rip.
I knew it.
And I got this 3/8 spin, and the grips all rubber with my finger on the trigger. Every time my line rings, I'm just praying it's this Steve motherfucker, I'ma kill him. I'm thinking about homegirl, I wrote her a letter, she never wrote back. I heard she started sniffing with his prick who said he loves her now. Sniffing ain't enough, and she's piping with her mother. I said sniffing ain't enough, so she's piping with her mother. And she had a crap baby, a little princess got adopted. She tried to get clean, but couldn't seem to go the distance. Now life ain't life no more, it's an existence. The shit that's got me thinking, am I making money or just victims? So when I say I'm selling death, I know the difference. I said shit that's got me thinking.
And he had a line, I forgot which song it was. I think he had a line where he said something along the lines like he's selling death.
Even though I'm selling death, I still thought of God.
But to now be able to hear, yeah, while he was in prison, it wasn't just whatever beef he was dealing with that he got to come back to, or whatever the case to be, his family. He's thinking about what he want to do when he touch road to this particular. It's like these are those small little nuanced pieces of these people's experience that helps humanize them so much more. Like, yes, he's done what he's had to do or whatever, but at the same time, he's in prison thinking about coming back and avenging his friend. And not in the way that we normally talk about it within the context of this music. I never heard anybody else, with the exception of maybe Dave, kind of talk about something like this in this kind of way.
So the years go by, and I'm a trapping ass rapper. I still kick it with homegirl, and her boyfriend's my bagger. I give him too dark and make it do the more thorough. But let me not forget about that pussy old Steve, cause I ain't never told her, and she won't believe. I served him on a back road in Dagenham East by the shitty bando, while I was bagging for weeks. I beat him with my bare hands, I went letting him speak. And when I couldn't beat him no more, I dragged him up on his feet. He said, who the fuck are you? He was begging me please. Blood pissing from his face as he struggled to breathe. I said, you scumbag nonce, I'm a friend of your niece.
This is an incredible song for helping paint a full picture of the roads. It isn't all just the trapping, it isn't all just the drilling. There are people who they actually value in their lives and who they would risk it all just to avenge and to like show that they care. And furthermore, to also demonstrate the conflict that he has to deal with in his head. Like he's talking about, yeah, he has to do what he has to do to make money. But am I just making a profit, or am I turning this whole community into a community of victims? That to me is something really deep, and we have to give it its credit.
He is very reflective from start to where we at now in this project. Just thinking back on like, man,
that happened.
Yeah, like I was selling death. What? Like my life is a horror movie.
Yeah.
And all 10 of these scenes that I just pointed out are things that happened to me.
Yeah.
Like it just sounds like he's really looking back on this project and he's just like,
yo, what the hell did I just
what was I doing?
Like, what just happened?
He's really showing like what it looks like to be someone who's grown. Even in their adulthood, is still growing.
Facts.
And figuring out all the things that they thought they were doing correctly and looking back on it like, okay, maybe I could have done that different.
This is just one of those that just leaves you speechless. And I don't know. I really don't. This is. Wow.
Hold me in your heart, not in your hands. Love me like my nan, love me like my fans. Bear me in your mind, keep me in your plans. Tell me what I did, help me understand. We all come from circumstances that we don't choose. You gotta find your own groove and be your own proof. And nothing hurts harder than them home truths. I put my own work in, I grew my own fruits. Passion fruits on my label, let me show you. I'll take a little, take the rest, I'll end up.
Again, as you said before in the last one, like what he says and when. Passion fruits, my labor, fruit of my labor.
Coping with my freedom's getting easier. I find coping with my success much less. I see everyone around me getting greedier. We couldn't ever picture this when I was on that bunk bed. You know me, the man of times I made them free it up. And I don't know about you, but ain't no me and us. I'm trying to learn to unlearn so I can readjust. Cause all I ever wanted was a key of dust.
Yeah.
I think that just confirmed what I've been saying.
Yeah. And that's something I'm loving, that this is a theme right now amongst UK rap as a whole. You have people like Digga D, Quangface, Potter. They're talking about their experiences and they're showing the genuine raw thought process behind, like, yo, this is mad. This is actually, it's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I love this life, but I hate this life. And I love the music and I hate the fans, or I love the money, but like all these things that they're just constantly conflicted with, and to just give it to us just so genuinely and so authentically. Rotting.
Sometimes I wanna pack a bag and leave the country, but I can't. I was sending everybody country. It's winter time, but somehow you're looking summery. So tell me about your day, I need a summary. Somebody should have put you in a gallery. Cause in reality, they're uglier than vanity. I love you in actuality, so hurt me subtly. They put you in every position except recovery. I use loyalty as currency, nothing monetary. How you common, but you got no common sense or common courtesy. Just hold me in your heart, not in your hands.
I'm not gonna hold you. Some of the things I would normally feel like these awkward delivery moments I wouldn't be too crazy about. I can just acknowledge the fact that he's doing some unorthodox things in here that take some very, very, very skillful, intentional thinking. He's actually letting the switches and the thoughts that he's communicating also switch with the flows, and because he could have just took the regular Potter approach and just picked that one single cadence that's kept going the whole way through. Now he's chopping it up and he's doing some interesting things with it.
All I know is that I don't want to hear nothing about you gotta be a certain type of something or this and that to be successful, or you gotta make a certain type of music and all this la 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 la. Because time and time again, man's proven like that, man, that's not the case. And time again, man's proven that real is back in style.
That's basically what we just said too. Like, yeah, the real, raw, gritty, authentic. Yeah, like legit. Yeah, man, real is back in flipping style. This is a really good song. This is just another one of those like super quintessentially Potter Payper type songs. This is another one of those that, again, this feels like it could have been an interlude. I just don't really necessarily fully understand where this plays in the progression of the story. Like something like Money or Victims, I get it. It played a position in this whole project to help you understand so many different layers to the experience, what's happening with these addicts, what's happening to the people dealing to them. This one, it just feels like just another Potter song. All in all, I do think that up until this point, right before the outro, we've gotten an incredible project. I just want to hear how he's going to close it all out.
Agreed.
White ash on my hotel floor room. Feds still watching, hoping I get bored soon. I'm bored of the fame, but that's my good fortune. I keep losing all my friends and that subject sore to never switch on me. I know I can't force you. I got white ash on these custom seats and I'm custard free. No talking in the car, they probably bug the Veets. God hug your kids, about you hug the streets. I don't smoke pagans, I smoke gudgeon leaf. I got guns for beef and leave sons deceased. He's always talking the most, but he does the least. We go way back, I known him since dungarees. Probably hate me cause I know you never done degrees. Imagine if we went to school, we could have done degrees. Instead we were selling crap bit. I got white ash on my kitchen counter, smoke in my eye while I sit and count. I keep thinking about yesterday's encounter. I know they're scheming on me, I'm a lit.
Counter, count, encounter.
I see man run for his life and get disemboweled. And his friends don't ride, they just miss him now. And he raps so they all wanna diss him now. Either that or they're all arse licking now. I got white ash in the boardroom, I'm rapping with execs that acted all cordial. You're in for, but they they treat me informal. My kids are adorable. I'm head of the family, I make it affordable. I'm killing the rap game and holding memorials. Subscribe to my YouTube, I'm giving tutorials. I rose from the crack smoke, that's different euphorias. White ash in his pipe, frag white, I'm notorious.
Shelling right now.
There's nothing to even say. Potter Payper is giving your favorite rapper a masterclass.
My license just done and I'm feeling victorious. I'm curving all these bitches, they ain't got no decorum. I got white ash on my hotel floor room. Feds still watching, hoping they get bored soon. I'm bored of the fame, but that's my good fortune. I keep losing all my friends and that subject sore too. White ash on my kitchen counter. Smoke in my eye while I sit and count. I keep thinking about yesterday's encounter. I know they're scheming on me, I'ma lick him down. I got white ash on my custom seats and I'm custom free. You tryna fuck with Pete? White ash on my custom seats and I'm custom free.
And what I love is just the transitions between the scenes.
I know.
And how they're helping you understand like him going from on the counter to being in jail and coming out of jail, and now that smile is now the billboard, and like,
This right, wow.
this is a masterpiece. Potter Payper just gave us all a masterclass on how to produce a project in 2023. I got everything that I typically ask for when it comes to a UK rap project, when it comes to artists elevating themselves, the creative direction, trying new things, amplifying and accentuating the things that they already do well and taking it to a whole other level and just leveling up all of the things that we know and love about them. There aren't many people who are creating projects like this right now.
I always struggle with becoming a fan of artists that I just feel like I just don't know.
Yeah.
This project is literally like sitting in an interview with Potter. We got a chance to see everything. He took us on this roller coaster of just like feelings, but I don't mean like, oh, I'm just sad or I'm just happy. I mean like feeling like I'm getting closer to the person, not just the artist.
Yeah.
And from start to finish, we got that whole closeness
I
in
agree.
this. And he delivered it in such a way that was creative, it was intentional. I can't come up with any gripes when it comes to how he delivered this project.
Potter Payper is every UK rapper's favorite rapper, and if he isn't, they probably just haven't admitted it yet.